Good evening and welcome to the Minions of the Zoo Saturday edition. I'm your host and keeper of the Hairy Channel, and with me tonight are Minions 2, DrFunctional.
Hey, sweetheart.
And SkepTok.
Hello, everybody.
So we were talking about DrFunctional's gains at the gym. I think you wanted to say something about that.
Did I? I just...
or did you get it out of your system before the show?
No, I mean, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it, of where I've come in such a short, what I would consider a short amount of time on my road to recovery. To anyone in the chat, I crushed a 100 kilo, which is 220 pound bench press today, kind of semi-accidentally. And that's a new PR for me. And it was something I was super proud of.
Yay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do I have applause anywhere here on the soundboard? No.
Oh my.
I only have that for you.
Oh my. And so
That'll be the reaction.
to rewind half a second, yesterday I went rollerblading for the first time in 20 some odd years. Rollerblading. And you gentlemen know, like, the whole issue I have is a lower body mobility issue. So to be able to get back on skates, both terrifying and elated. It had me elated that I was not without difficulty, not for long, not doing anything crazy, just skating for about half an hour, hard skate around the block. It was something that, again, just had me on that roll, and probably why I hit the gym so hard today. And then is as if the stars aligned. Because every other day I go to the gym, and every other day, regardless of whether I need something, I always go to the butcher's. And so I walk into the butcher's today. I was just going to get a little something to sort of celebrate my victory lap. And the guy looks at me, goes, "Already?" Because I just bought meat the other day. And he's like, "Already?" And I'm like, I'm just, looking around, whatever. He's like, "Okay, hold on. Goes to the back. Comes out, gives me some spiel about some wedding party. They had an order. There's an overrun and blah, 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 blah. Long story short, because the guy's Italian, talks my ear off for like 45 minutes.
We can be that way.
And I grew up with you guys. Fucking great. Long story short, got 4 rather decent sized oh my god, why am I drawing a blank?
Wait till you're 73.
Seriously, why did I sorry, 6 really nice sized sirloin, 4 filet mignon, no bacon, just the cut. You want to know how much this guy charged me? $2 a pound. And the fillets are just shy of like 280 or just about 280 grams. And the fillets were just about quarter pound. Ounces. Like, I mean, I don't even know what to say, because I was stunned, because I was like, dude, I can't afford this. He's like, no. Trust me. He punches it all up. He's like, it's like 28 something. And I'm like, that's it? He's like, yeah, what else am I going to do with it? It's the end of the day. The rush is over. And this was all overstock from a catering order, but then they left what they didn't need. So he had 20 or 30 extra pounds, and he was just giving it away to his best customers. I was like, so I'm one of your best customers now.
Yeah.
It's such a fucking awesome day. Or awesome set of days.
It's really good to
thanks, Green Badger,
to be good friends with your butcher.
Oh, buddy.
It really is.
Well, this is the new guy I've only been going to for like 6 months, but like I said, I let him talk my ear off for 45 minutes every day, and it's at the end of the day after
and smile and take it.
Well, I mean, the guy, dude, he's about your age, so he's got all this wisdom, all these cool stories. And I'm like, I want to listen to this shit.
Yeah, if you take interest in people's work, like serious interest,
yeah,
I've had some great conversations with butchers. I got into a
Yeah.
whole like 20-minute conversation about why they don't make the cross rib roast anymore once with a butcher. And that's 20 minutes well spent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And because I'm a chef, he found this out, and that's when you see the sparkle in his eye, and he starts asking me like, oh well, how do you cook this? How do you cook that? How do you? And when I give him the right answer, which is all the time, he just kind of winks and nods, and just nods to himself like, yeah, this fucking kid knows his shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, I've only found this guy about 6 months ago, but he is spot on, and it's truly like during the weekday rush hour, which happens at the same time on Saturdays for some reason. I guess people work on Saturdays. Anyway, but people generally coming home. The place is packed wall to wall, so I never go there between like 3 and 6. But if it's after 6, I go in there. The place is fucking empty. He stays open for another 2-3 hours, and that's when I get a good talking to by this guy.
People do work on Saturday. I mean, I do.
Yeah, but not in the same tone. Like, I mean, the people I'm thinking about are all from the financial district. They all come up back to Midtown, and then they walk home from the subway. And it's like, yeah, and on their way home, they visit all these nice little markets, the butchers, if you can help it, well, at least in my city, avoid the chain grocery stores and just go to your corner grocer. And know which corner grocer in your neighborhood, because they're all over the place. They're just a little bit more hidden. Has the best what? Like, this guy's got the best citrus. This guy's got the best, greens. This guy's got the best meats. Like it just. And sometimes it's like, this guy's got better chicken than this guy, but this guy's got the better beef. So.
That used to be a problem, and then they solved it by inventing these things called supermarkets.
But Skep, the problem is that these supermarkets, they used to be able to buy in greater number to give you a little bit of cost savings at the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now there's no such thing. It's the same. Not here, my friend. Up here, food is disgustingly inflated, and the same kind of cuts I get from this butcher, I could get at the supermarket for the same price, but I know the quality is not going to be as good. I don't know when that was sliced. I'm not going to get the talking to of, no. Today you don't want this. You want skirt steak. This is really good skirt steak. Trust me. And I'm like, okay, who am I to argue? He's the butcher. I just cooked the shit.
Yeah, he knows stuff.
Groceries have very, very small profit margins.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have tiny profit margin on 24 count can of ranch style beans. I was asking the guy at my local Walmart about it, and because I'm one of these guys who goes in and talks to the management. I just like knowing what they do, and I ask them questions. They're always happy to talk to me. And I was asking I said, what do you make on 24 count, thing of ranch beans? And he said we probably make on the whole case probably 60 cents profit.
Yep.
60. I want to point that out to these little bastards who are out there shoplifting. How that really can hurt a store. People don't realize how much of a problem shoplifting.
Yeah. Problem here is they've just levied out there's the cow fart tax, there's the gasoline tax upon gasoline tax upon gasoline tax. Our food is. You guys have always had much cheaper food. That's fine. Usually half to a quarter the cost. And that's fine. That's fine. Bigger country, more arable land. I get it.
That's
here, it's just ballooned. So what did you say?
Keep going. So the costs have ballooned.
It's just it's ballooned to the point where it's probably like that same can of baked beans that was what, 99 cents, 49 cents like a decade ago. It's about $7 now. A pound of butter. Here's a good one. A pound of butter. I was looking at it today because with the fillets, I not the fillets, the other one, the sirloin, I did a butter base today. And $10 unsalted butter, one brick, $10, $9.99. Tell me that's not outrageous.
Was this like quality butter or sort of store brand butter?
Yeah, Gailey.
Wow.
Just, name brand butter, not house brand.
Yeah.
You're a big.
The house brand was $8.99.
Sparsely populated. You're big.
Yeah, sparsely populated.
You're sparsely. Yes, you are. You have a harsh climate. You require long distance transportation for fresh produce. Every single thing. You're not growing lemons up there.
No, but in
there are good reasons, for the thing.
Excuse me.
But the Canadian grocery market is very consolidated and is dominated by like Sobeys and Loblaws and Metro. It's got like 4 that really do anything up there.
Oh no, I understand that, Skep, and that's why I'm like, yeah, that's why food normally costs, anywhere between 25 to 75% more than what you guys would.
There's one other thing. There's one other thing that influences the price of food, though, Functional.
Yeah.
And that is your weak currency. Your dollar, your loonie is weak, and as that goes down, imports, and you import everything, are gonna rise in cost.
Yes, no, I totally agree.
Yeah, nobody likes a weak
those are the
loonie.
reasons why your food costs are higher.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to do with arable
Well,
land.
higher in the overall, but recently, like again, we're talking just the last decade, and like a 6,000% increase is because of carbon taxes. And in addition to all that, all what you just said, Skep, but it's carbon taxes upon carbon. We have 3 different carbon taxes and an environmental tax on everything in that supply chain. And here in Southern Ontario, we actually do produce dairy 365 in Southern Ontario. It's not obviously a lot, but as you say, even my city alone is 3.5 million. It's if you take away those extenuous fucking fuel taxes and everything that's just been piled on in the last 10 years, it would be half of what it is. Inflation, weak currency, all that, like that's going to happen, but it's spiraled out of control. We're the only country in the G7 that is in recession.
And it partly has to do with your weak currency. You got too much currency, and your inflation in Canada is the worst inflation you've had in something like 50 years. I mean, you are inflating like nobody's business. That's the reason food prices jumped 30% in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
it has more to do with inflation.
But all these things pile up.
Anything else, it's because your currency is dying.
Yeah, and all these things pile up on top of each other. And like I said, you're gonna have that weak currency. It's exponential because at the production stage, they gotta feed the cows, they gotta pay for fertilizer, all these things. There's gonna be that weakness there, and then to transport, there's weakness there, and then when you get to the distributor, the grocer, like the weakness just compounds along with these fuel taxes and environmental taxes. It's really. I'm definitely rethinking my plans. I guess maybe I'll break it now. Of relocating because I want to say, it was pre-COVID. We were thinking of when it was moving down south, but now I was kind of like, but I built a huge client base here, but then I'm thinking, can I start over with a new client base in a new city? If it means I'm not paying as much, but like we printed so much more money than you guys did.
Your money
That
looks
ten-
pretty
oh,
sus
howdy,
too.
did you? Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
We printed so much in that 10
Yeah,
years.
that because Uncle Sugar is right below, and your currency can sit on our shoulders for a while, but eventually you printed enough money where it just kind of flew away. And
So
now
who's
you're
on that
completely
purple?
worthless.
Who's on that
going to
purple
the-
And
bill?
I know dollars aren't, I'll answer that in a second. Dollars aren't backed by gold anymore, but that doesn't mean that having
That's true.
a gold reserve is a bad idea for a country. And our country under JT and now Carney have sold off we have 0 tons of gold in reserve. We have under 20 tons of platinum, 0 tons of silver, like all these precious metals that countries sit on in case shit hits the fan, because we
But
never know what's
here's
going to
the-
happen.
Here's the thing that everybody knows about Canada, all the other little countries about you. You don't have any gold in your vaults.
Nope.
You don't have any platinum. You don't have any stuff. But what you have is in the ground. You are probably
promise.
one of
Yeah.
the. No, it's not a promise. It's
Well, it's a promise that we
confirmed.
would
It's confirmed. It
take
just
it out of
has
the ground.
to be released. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, Skep, is there's
got
the
you've
promise
got a
that we
big-
could take
big
it out of the
old
ground.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
You have a big savings account that you walk around on. It's got everything from geothermal energy to oil to gold to uranium, for Christ's sake. You've even got rare earths in parts of Canada up by Hudson Bay. You can do, lots of things. The big thing that Canada needs to do is to get off its ass. And
Oh, yeah.
either get to work exploiting its natural resources and the rest of its country, frankly, or get people in there to exploit them for them, the way the Saudis do, just import into Indonesians and Pakistani slaves.
Funny you
But,
should mention that. Because-
one way or the other,
ahead,
I think it's time for Canada to get off its ass.
Yeah. But it's
I
funny you
hope
should
its
mention that
currency
because
prices does.
Carney's latest trip to see Winnie the Ping, they hired two Chinese companies to come in and start getting rid of some of that oil and precious minerals. Harry, which one were you asking again?
Who's the weird looking git on the purple bill?
That's John A. MacDonald. That's the founder of Canada.
Okay, sorry. That is a weird
He's
looking
got a
bill.
really bad comb over, but I
that, is,
mean,
that is a really bad looking
he
bill.
looks like a true Brit.
Yeah.
And then you got Elizabeth on his left.
Yeah.
You got Diefenbaker in the top right.
Diefenbaker. Yeah.
Alexander on the top left. And then, who's on the 5? I forget. But you know what the real kick in the pants is, Harry?
Yeah.
They replaced the founder of Canada with Viola Davis because
Why?
women color.
Well, I mean, wouldn't Celine
Because she's a
Dion
woman
make
of
more
color.
sense? I mean, why is Viola Davis even Canadian?
No, she's an American who came up here and like freed slaves or something. I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the actress Viola Davis. I was confused.
Oh, maybe I don't remember.
Who knows? Who
Who
knows?
cares?
Yeah.
It's Wilfrid Laurier.
Well,
He
Wilfrid
was on the
Laurier,
5.
sorry.
Yeah. Although
Excellent.
Terry Fox is going to take his position.
Which I'm kind of okay with in
Mm-hmm.
a sense. I would have rather him been on the non-face side of the bill and just be like in honor of one of our great people of recent generations. But I do not agree with this erasure. And it's happening there, it's happening here, it's happening in the UK of our historical figures who created and had a part in creating these wonderful success stories up until about 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question, Functional, about the food thing. So there's the question of all of the absolutely insane policies about agriculture, right? In terms of agriculture and energy and cow farts and just all that crap, right? And then there's the inflation part of it.
Yeah.
Has food gone up significantly more than other products, or is everything just way more expensive now?
No, it's food. It's specifically food.
Yeah, because if you look at that difference, I think you see where those policies,
Four
where
for
basically where
$1.
the inflation leaves off and the policies come in, because it's a group effort.
Or for $1 tuna there on the left of the super duper.
38-cent steak.
It's now probably about $5 a can, or $4.50 a can. Of
I love this picture.
Simpler days.
Anyway, I guess we should say hi to SkepTok, and SkepTok should say hi to the chat.
Absolutely. And it's nice to be here with everybody. I haven't even called up the watch page yet. I've been yakking with Functional here.
Yeah.
But,
and it was Viola Desmond. Sorry.
I was going to say Viola Davis. That's
Viola Davis.
Oh, like I was that far off. I need a coffee.
No, I can't remember people's first names. You can't remember people's last names. We're quite the couple here.
Hey, get down.
The super duper. Man. I remember those days. I remember those days. That's funny.
Well, say hello to the chat, please.
Oh yes. Anyway, let's see who has come in. Ratscord was the first one in here.
Yep.
And Green Badger has joined us. Assassins. We got the regulars in tonight.
Yep.
It's nice to see everybody. We do this show for you.
And nothing to see here, is there?
Nothing to see. Just snuck in there. Nice
Yep.
to see you. Nothing. And we think there's something to see there. But at any rate, we do the show for you. We love to have you part of what we do here once a week, and we enjoy your input into the show. Thanks for coming.
Oh, so anything you want to share before we get into the fine spreadsheet?
Brenda's garden is going crazy.
Ah.
There's something that happened, and it's happened to her, where she has reached this critical mass of knowledge about gardening and all the things, and can instruct me successfully to do the strength moves and the scut work moves. and she is so talented at getting things to come out of the grass. And she's learned all these little tiny knowledge bits, these little hacks that are the difference between success and failure, frankly. I just absolutely is. Harry's listed me try to grow corn for like 5 years. And I remember one time I was so pissed off at what came off the stalk. We went out and destroyed the corn, threw it all away. It's never going to try and grow. Yeah. Brenda kept at it, and she figured out what we had to do, what we were doing wrong. We have and then we tried growing double the amount for this huge corn crop. We could, with the amount of corn that we are going to produce, we could probably keep 4 or 5 families in corn for a month. We're just having a silly harvest, and her other plants are doing almost as well. Our casualty this time was we put peas in full sun. Okay, learned the lesson there. Burned up the peas, and it's sobering thing to think of, though, that those kinds of lessons, I can laugh about those. When those lessons were learned by Dust Bowl people, those people were looking at starvation, and it makes me remember that growing food for me it's fun, it's interesting, it's something I don't have to do, but I want to know how to do in case I should have to. And but I don't. I take it seriously for what it is, and I remember that these things that we're learning, little things we're understanding about how to grow corn and pomegranates and watermelons and potatoes, carrots. We had a pot roast made completely with our own vegetables. That is so cool. That is so cool. When you want a carrot, you go out and dig it out of the ground.
Way better.
You want a potato, that the same thing. It's so awesome. So anyway, it's been a good day. I've had a very fun day.
I definitely know that feeling.
Be very happy.
I'll get rid of
Anyway,
the kid
blah, blah,
eating
blah.
corn.
My wife is great. She's amazing.
Let's see. Well, you usually will ask me how my stuff went.
Yes.
How did your stuff
How
went?
did my stuff went? I had an annoying technical problem where the system, when it would reboot, about half the time it wouldn't come up on the network, and I wasn't quite sure why. And I couldn't. And then it got to the point where it just rebooting it just didn't make any difference. It just would not come up on the network, and it failed in a really annoying sort of way. God, I spent almost 4 hours trying to figure out what was going on with this one stupid server. And
well, what was it?
It was
got to know.
It was a combination of things that was not helped. It was not helped by the fact that I mislabeled some ports, and I had actually accidentally had one of the interfaces inside a bond for a different device that I'd sort of halfway taken down, and then the bridge and the switch that does virtual routing lost reference to the two ports that it was connected to. It was just this huge Charlie Foxtrot of me getting up on the floor, with a flashlight in my teeth, looking at the back of this. It was just the worst. But it completely derailed my week having to deal with that. But you learn something from these things. You definitely, every time something like this happens, it's a teachable moment. I'm not going to let that problem cause me trouble again. But it was like some weird combination of things. I moved some coaxial 10 gig connections. I changed them over to fiber optic because it was easier to debug. And I accidentally at one point put the wrong type of NIC in for like 10 kilometer instead of 300 meter. It's just,
oopsie.
It's fun being me sometimes.
Yep.
Now I'm working on a project that's going to save my biggest customer about $200,000. They like it when I do that. I like to do at least one of those a year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of justifies the old existence.
Yeah. Yeah. So everything's going fine.
Excellent.
Let's see. I guess we can get into the old spreadsheet. So that cathedral in Barcelona, the Gaudi Cathedral?
Yes.
Barcelona.
In Barcelona. Well,
where are you going?
It's not really done, but they're sort of pretending it's done. I guess the after 100 years, it's now as tall as it's going to get, which is not to say that it's not going to have more work done on it, mind you, but it's as tall as it's going to get. So to celebrate that milestone, in quotes, Pope Leo the 14th is going to be there June 9th and June 10th. Because look, they finally capped off the tallest tower and the fine thing. The Sagrada Familia, I guess is what the cathedral's called. And this is all fine and good.
Ridiculous.
It is really kind of ridiculous. But I mean, it's an amazing structure, but it's almost like looking at high-speed rail being built in California. This is never going to end. They're never going to be actually done with this thing, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just going to go on forever. Oh, we're done building the Golden Gate Bridge. We've paid it off with tolls. Oh, but basically we start painting it at one end, and as soon as we're done, we go back to the other end and start working our way back on the other side. You're always working on something like this. This cathedral is never going to be done, ever. It's a great jobs program for Barcelona. But that's not really the important thing. Let me see. I was going to show you this, which I think is really cool. Lego architecture reaches its apotheosis in this massive model of the Sagrada Familia. I present to you, pre-orders have been opened for one of the most anticipated Lego architecture sets to date, the monumental scale reproduction of Antoni Gaudi's Sagrada Familia 2026 marks a century since the Catalan architect died, as well as the year Barcelona Cathedral reached its final height of 172.5 meters, some 144 years after the project broke ground. So this Lego set has no less than 12,060 pieces in it. It's 649 pounds in this article here. That is,
how much does it cost?
649 pounds. Oh, you're
Oh, I
making a
thought
joke
that's how
about
much
their.
it weighed.
You're making a joke about their silly money. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, but it does look pretty cool on the inside. Oh, shut up. Look at the inside with the colored Lego bricks for the stained glass. This is inside the Lego cathedral. I think that's actually pretty
impressive.
cool.
That's pretty cool.
This is like some
Cooler
severely
than the
weaponized
cathedral.
autism.
Yeah, this is cooler than the cathedral itself.
Yeah. I like this a lot.
Yep.
Plus,
Very
you probably don't have
satisfying.
to fill out paperwork to take pictures.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. No, I think that's pretty sweet. I like this. I like this quite a bit. So, I mean, it's kind of ho-hum about the cathedral, but I think the Lego version of it is actually pretty exciting.
Yep.
I wonder if it's
I'm
going to
with
have
you.
like a little picture of the Pope with like a thumbs up on it. No, probably not. You have to pay extra for that, right?
You have to pay for everything. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we had an election here. Well, it was a primary, and it was pretty exciting because in the beginning, and for the last several days, Steve Hilton was actually ahead in the GOP, so he was going to make it to the runoffs, and then Xavier Becerra, who's the quarter wit Biden administration guy who everybody's voting for just because he has a D next to his name and he sounds Hispanic. You know, his name is Hispanic. So he's got 27% of the vote. He was behind by 4 percentage points a few days ago.
Yep.
But as the votes come trickling in via mail, they found the necessary votes to make sure that he's on top. It's really hard not to be cynical about this whole process here. So here's the LA mayor's thing. So originally, Karen Bass was on top. Spencer Pratt was just a little bit below. And Nithya Raman was down at 20%. As the votes come trickling in, Bass has extended her lead. And even Nithya Raman is coming up to the point where she's starting to nip at the heels of Spencer Pratt. Isn't it amazing the way this voting process works, Skep? So that it looks like you have one thing at the end of the election, but then as the days go by, the necessary votes to make sure that the right people get the votes that they need seem to just magically show up.
To this. To make this happen, somebody has to go out, find those dead people's names, get them registered, get those absentee ballots out and back and mailed in. That's a big job, voting for dead people and voting for illegal people.
No, but even people who are alive. Yeah, but even people who are alive, you're running a homeless shelter in LA, for instance. Just take this hypothetical situation, and you got you're giving them like, you know, a free clean needles, a free sandwich, and $10 in exchange for filling out the ballot in front of them, right? And then you look at the ballots and you go, well, Joe and old toothless Joe, we've got 2 different ballots. That's probably the same guy. Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. Just send them both in. It's fine. It doesn't matter. It's absolutely fine. How would you verify that those people are? You know, they are helping people fill out their ballots. They're saying, if you want to keep getting these benefits that are letting you live on the streets as a drug addict, you sign here, and I'll make sure that this goes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, all they're doing is they hold a ballot in front of them. Say, sign right here, and you get your stuff. And by the way, you've already voted. You know, congratulations. And then they give them an "I voted" sticker.
Yeah,
I'm dead serious. This is what they do in these halfway houses and places where they're just going to get names. They just harvesting names.
Yep.
And the Democrats have been doing this for a long time. Republicans do it a little bit, just here and there. Democrats seem to do it much more widespread. It's all across Wisconsin, Minnesota does it. California, I saw reports in Oregon that they do it. I'm sure they do it in Washington State. And I know it happens in Washington, D.C., Massachusetts, places like that. They have Democratic Party operatives who are trained in this, and they have been doing it for years.
Yeah, unless you are, as a limited type thing if you're on overseas travel or if you're in the military overseas. And that should be a temporary thing. Or if you are permanently disabled, and we know what that means. There's a legal definition for it. People have to go through this process if they're permanently disabled. If you are able-bodied and have no good reason not to do it, you need to go to the damn polls, show your ID, or have your thumb get stuck in the vat of ink like they do in some places. Because vulnerable people,
the purple thumb.
If you bring like a bunch of Somalis in, for instance, it's like I can't prove it, but I know it in the core of my being that there is somebody going around with a big old box making sure that those things are signed and picked up and delivered to make sure that those votes get counted. And there's so much opportunity. I'm not saying it's happening. I'm saying there's opportunity for them to influence those votes to make sure people vote the right way. And it's all just so crooked because the difference between these later votes that are trickling in the mail and the people who voted in person or got their stuff in on time is so vast.
Remember what Scott Adams said about this. If corruption can happen, it will happen.
It will. But when I was younger, decades ago, it used to be that the mail-in votes skewed more conservative in California. And that was because it was often older people, retired people who were more conservative back then, who would then cast their votes by mail. And so you'd see a little bit of an uptick on the more conservative votes in the 1 or 2 days after it ended, not weeks after, and certainly not like some incredible blue elevator of votes that just comes along and changes the landscape.
No, I'll tell you when I became utterly convinced that this was going on. When I saw the mail-in votes from Wisconsin, and this was in the second Trump election, so this was the election Trump lost, Biden won. I did an analysis of all the counties in Wisconsin, what the margin was, and then the margin of victory for Biden over Trump was. And then I did an analysis of the votes that came in, and it was like 189,000 votes came in, and 186,000 of them were for Biden. There were about 3,000 for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And
that seems normal.
Yeah, and I said that's 2 standard deviations, not one. It was actually 2.9 standard deviations from the county margins. Harry, do you know what that means?
I know what that means.
2.9, 2.9.
Yeah, statistical impossibility.
Like, yeah, what is that? Like 1 in 1,000, 1 in 10,000. I mean, I have to figure it out. It's insane.
Is that you adopt the alternative hypothesis. The default hypothesis is history. There's something else at work. You prove that at 1 standard deviation. At 2 standard deviations, there is no doubt something is at work. At 2.9, it was almost 3 standard deviations. The coefficient of determination was tiny. I know for a fucking fact
it's the 99.8 percentile, 99.
It's more than that.
8.5.
It's in the 9s. It's all in the 9s.
Yeah, if you look at physics now, things different domains have different sort of levels of tolerance for deviation. If you're looking at physics, you want basically stuff has to be locked in to within like 5 degrees or something. I mean, it's a completely different sort of thing. But for something like voting, where we're talking about this kind of behavior, it's close to unthinkable that there should be this big a difference in there if this was a free and fair election being run the way it's supposed to be.
Sorry, guys, did I say 98.9?
Yeah.
I meant 99.8. Sorry, I'm thinking of the math in my head and just numbers came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
It's more like 99.999. It's that
It's-
it's that
It's like
kind of,
it's like 4 9s or 5 9s. It's a lot.
Yeah,
we
it's
could
4 or
we
5
could
9s.
we could figure it out, but let's
yeah, I can actually work it out.
let's not. I
Just
want to
thinking
show
about
you.
that.
I want to
Yeah.
show you something else. So there was in this election here. Let's go to the governor one. Okay, so here's your California map, right? All over the place. And so you see, this is the Steyer. These light blue. These are Becerra. These pinkish ones are Sheriff Bianco, who was a GOP guy, and all the red ones are Steve Hilton. Okay, so just keep this in mind when I show you this next thing. So here's a show on YouTube from a few days ago where Bianco is talking to some guys about homeless housing type thing. Okay, let's see if we can do this tonight.
In California, there's so much
because nobody's checking.
nobody cares.
Yeah.
And I think they're all making money off of it. All the politicians are making money off of this. I built an apartment building in South LA for affordable housing. I did a deal with the city of Los Angeles for the LA Homeless Authority, LAHSA. And they signed a lease, and I finished construction in June. We signed a lease in late August, early September. And this is a 20-unit apartment building, and it's designed for homeless housing. So we signed the lease with the city end of August, early September. They started paying rent. I go to the building and I'm like, okay, you got security there. You have everyone there. How come the units are empty? They kept it empty in September. They kept it empty in October. They kept it empty in November. At the end of November, they started moving people in. They called me and they said, hey, we have all the media's there, LA Times, Daily News, Channel 7. We're doing a whole big media frenzy there. You guys should come as a developer so we can interview you as well. I'm like, why did we keep the building empty for 90 days? They're like, oh, well, we wanted a photo up for Thanksgiving so that we can show that Karen Bass is housing all these people for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So I normally interrupt for copyright reasons, so hopefully we won't get in trouble with that. But there's so much money in the homeless industrial complex, especially in towns like LA, that it's almost unthinkable that if people have the opportunity to fortify the elections to make sure the outcome is correct, that they will.
Oh yeah.
I'm just disgusted.
Fortify.
I really don't like Southern California for the most part anyway.
Nobody does.
The trouble is that when they run a deficit, they'll get bailed out by the state. Just like when New York City runs a deficit, what Mondami is hoping for is the same thing that all idiots like him are hoping for, which is that they'll run up a big deficit. Trump will no longer be in office. There'll be some progressive liberal person who will then bail them out. And then, everything will work out. They'll just wipe their hands of the whole thing.
It's the circle of life.
Yeah.
And it
One of the
moves
things
the
that-
soul. Sorry.
One of the reasons that New York may run out of luck this time is they've been using long-term obligations to long-term borrowing to pay short-term obligations. And when you do that, that problem gets worse fast, even for a giant behemoth, even for a big city like New York with lots and lots of money, lots and lots of accounts. They're in trouble. They will have to. I've looked at New York. I've looked at the numbers. They will either have to have a government bailout at some point, or they will have to declare bankruptcy and protect themselves from their creditors, because they are simply under a staggering debt load.
Yeah.
One of the most heavily loaded states in the country. Big problem.
Well, let's move
I
on
would
to
not
the
move to New York on a bet, right?
yeah. Let's move on to the Kennedy Center thing. So you've heard probably the judges, who basically run everything, have decided that Donald Trump's name needs to be removed from the Kennedy Center. Now, there may be a perfectly good legal reason for doing this, but as far as I can tell, from I don't really have a dog in this fight position. Yeah, I'm on a different coast. It doesn't really affect me. It's not really that big an issue. I guess Trump was claiming that the building was pretty much falling apart, needed to be fixed. he's got that I'm a builder mentality. He's like, I'm going to fix this thing. And if I'm going to fix it, I'm going to put my name on it too.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You know, we all accept the fact that that he's more than a little bit of a narcissist. Okay. But if he's going to go in there and spend 2 years tearing the place apart and putting it back together and actually making it nice instead of an old, poorly maintained building in Washington, D.C., okay, I guess. I'm open to the argument. But man, the MSNBC people are just enjoying this way, way, way too much. Because it's like everything that he does, from the ballroom to trying to fix the Kennedy Center to the reflecting pool, they just hate anything that has anything to do with the guy because they're just blind with rage all the time.
Reflecting pool thing was. Go ahead.
No, I'd say the reflecting pool thing was what?
Oh, it was glorious. The response and the backlash to the response. So the lefty, your usual suspects on like CNN and MSNBC, your Jimmy Kimmel, all like, oh, why are they spray painting it blue? Because that's the appropriate coating you need so that it doesn't like build up scum.
Yep.
And keeps the keeps the water flowing and blah blah blah. And, oh well, it's gonna look like shit. And then that weekend when they opened it up, there were people everywhere enjoying the pool.
Well,
Not
actually,
like
that's the
going in,
next.
but like,
that's the next thing I have video of.
Sorry.
So no, it's okay. I mean, you don't know what I'm planning here.
But,
so let's let Skep say the thing he was going to say about the Kennedy Center, and then I'm going to hop back to you, and we're going to show some pictures of the reflecting pool.
The only thing I was going to say that Trump should do with the Kennedy Center is if they take his name off it, he should direct federal troops to go in there and paint the entire thing red inside and out.
hell yeah.
Fuck you.
He's gonna. I think at some point he's just gonna walk away from it and say, "Fine, let the goddamn thing fall apart." You want a mold filled thing with cracked acoustic tiles in the office space? Fine, enjoy yourself.
The ghost of his dad will not let him do that. That is the one thing about Trump.
Yeah,
he is a builder. He is a constructor.
Yeah,
he identifies with the guys down on the job, with the laborers. He will go and hang with those guys.
Yep.
And it's not because he's one of the guys. They know who he is and all that. He's just more comfortable with them. I kind of can identify with that a little bit. I've hobnobbed with the great, the near great, and the hangers on, and I much prefer an ordinary person to some of the great people I've known.
I like people who you go, if I was going to go to a backyard barbecue, would I want to hang out with this person?
Right. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't want to be uncomfortable in a suit with my top button done up, afraid of every single thing that's going to come out of my mouth that's going to doom my professional career or something. It's just
and he learned very early on in his first term, he's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. So he might as well fucking do it.
Yep.
And let them piss and moan and bitch and complain. I'm trying to give you a segue here.
Okay. Well, here's your reflecting pool. Okay, so functional. Here's the people talking about it.
Because if he doesn't do it, then they're going to be like, "Oh, he didn't do anything for the Performing Arts Center."
Yeah. Well, okay. Here's the people responding to it.
4 o'clock. I think it's a great project. I mean, it doesn't look that good.
It's a disaster.
I like it. I think it needed to be cleaned up.
I think we should have cleaned it and left it alone.
We have a color. It's called American Flag Blue.
I mean, the paint's dark.
Not a real color, but anyway.
It looks like asphalt. Right now, what's black?
Looks black to me.
Okay, so functional, do you have any mirrors in your house? Like, I mean, have you ever installed a mirror in anything?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Do you know what the back of the mirror looks like? What color is it?
Blue.
Or black?
Black.
It's dark. It's a dark color. That's how mirrors work. You actually want something dark on the back of that thing. But yeah, these people have their little opinions, but here's the work that actually went into. Okay, here's the result. Let's get to the result.
It shouldn't be just one person saying nope.
Let's see.
It
Hold
seemed
on.
like it was neglected.
So they're starting to fill this thing in. Okay, these people suck. But as a reflecting pool, it is working super well. I mean, it looks really good. Look at that. You see how that Washington Monument looks in that reflecting pool? It's not even full yet. That looks like a win to me. That looks like winning.
That's what the reflecting pool is supposed to have in it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, but
Washington
working
Monument.
perfectly.
Yeah.
But because it was just standing water, it became fetid
Yeah.
and gross. And they fixed or installed pipes or something. They relined it. So first you get the black tar coating, then you get the blue. It's not blue because it's American flag blue. It's blue because it's a special compound that you use on pools like this to keep it from getting stagnant and fetid.
Well, it also makes the reflection work better because of the color too.
Well, yes. But then on top of that, you get another sealant coat.
Yeah.
And so at every step of them sealing it, the chuckle fucks, the talking heads were all like, "Oh well, he can't make up his mind. Now it's going from light blue to dark blue, or and the dark blue is actually just the clear top coat because it dries clear over top of the blue. And it's so damn silly. I wish we had the picture because there are pictures and there are videos of people around the full pool, and it looks gorgeous. It looks like it should look all the time. This is one of your most notable national monuments, and it should have that deference to be kept in operating and clean conditions for the people of the nation. This is why, okay, I'm no longer technically, I mean, for all intents and purposes, no longer a patriotic American, but that kind of stuff brings out the patriotic American back in me and go, this is what we pay taxes for. To memorialize our history, our founding, and to take care of like the basic infrastructures. Like this is what I would consider one of those, close to the chest, but a little bit out of necessity, but still in the necessity bubble of things that we should be paying our taxes for to keep going.
Yeah. Well, let me show you what they did. Okay, I found a short where this woman went and actually shows a whole lot of the process that they went through, because it's more than just the coatings what they did.
I know it's been weeks since I
yeah. So this is Emily Miller. Hello, Emily.
It's reflecting perfectly. It's reflecting better than it ever reflected before, and I feel like crying.
Let's kill the music a little bit.
3 feet of granite that's 9 inches thick.
New granite sidewalks.
Yeah.
Foam
the water
expands.
was leaking from between the granite.
Yeah. Caulk color matching. Granite washed. Pressure washed it because it was a giant pile of crap. Clean it all up.
Really scummy on the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, they removed tons and tons of crap from it.
Yeah, it's like they hired people who actually know what the hell they're doing.
They did. I mean, but they put in like that whole new walkway. They sealed everything. They cleaned everything. They coated everything. But you hear the Trump derangement people syndrome folks going, herder, all he did is just painted a different color so he could put his name on it. No, he actually cleaned the damn thing up.
I don't believe he put his name on it.
And he wants to clean up the Kennedy Center, but he likes putting his name on things.
I would have had them in gold at the bottom of the reflecting pool, just a big gold Trump.
Yeah,
just a big T. No, that would be.
Well, he could change the Washington Monument so it's a giant T, and then that would be good. The Trump Washington Monument. I don't think I should be giving him ideas. Let's put that
change
one.
the name of the city to Washington and Trump, D.C.
I don't think he'd want to put his name on Washington, D.C.
Who would?
So here's a car that somebody made because this guy who makes hot rods wanted to have something cool to take his daughter to school in. So he put this together.
Oh, no.
Let's kill the sound on this. So it's a car that looks like a train. It has a diesel engine from a tractor in it with a big turbocharger on it. And
nice.
it basically blows.
Love the steering wheel.
Yeah, love the steering wheel. That's a nice car that he's got. I'm sure that when his daughter showed up for school in that thing, lots of people probably thought it was pretty cool.
Yes, that would be a cool ride.
I enjoy that. Yeah, I watched a much longer video on it that was like 30 minutes long, so I'd actually know what was going on with that thing. It's not as heavy as it looks, though. It's only about 5,700 pounds because the metal isn't as thick as a real train would be. But it's kind of cool that you put that together. I like it. I think it's actually pretty good.
The mileage.
Yeah. So I saw this, Scap. Thursday night mowing league wants 40 million Americans to stop wasting weekends on their lawns. And they have the statistics about who takes the weekend off and who doesn't. It's like you must have a pretty weak lawn if you can just knock that out on a Thursday evening. For some of us, yard work is a much more involved process. I don't even have that much space outside, and I spend at least, 2-3 hours a weekend out there doing one thing or the other. This is silly. I mean, it's fun for the sake of the lulz to talk about how everybody should take care of their lawn on Thursday so they have the entire weekend free. But Skep, if you had the entire weekend free, don't you feel that somebody close to you would find a way to help you more productively use your time?
Yeah. I like having.
What's this free weekend of which you speak?
Yeah. Time to kill? What?
Time to kill. I did 7 billable hours today, Scap.
Oh my God, bless you. Don't forget to write it down.
Oh, it's
bill them.
It's bill early and bill often.
That's right. Good man.
Yeah, and tomorrow I got a guy coming by that, I pay $25 an hour to help me deal with this, it's like storage for the wood. I got to split a bunch of wood. I have to put together a new rack for it. I'm changing the grade of the stuff away from the house, putting down ground cover. I got all kinds of shit going on.
Did you get out of that tree?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it, but it was a lot. It was a big ass tree, and I haven't even split the biggest ones yet.
Yeah, I saw the tree.
They're easier to split when they're not green.
Yeah.
But then again, if you do split them, then they dry out faster. So, it's...
Yeah.
I was looking at renting a big log splitter thing, but since I don't have a Class 2 hitch on the back of my car, it almost becomes too much of a hassle.
You mean like a hydraulic splitter?
Yeah, like a 20-ton hydraulic one. I'm just gonna let it season for a while, and then I'll split it next year. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
it'll be easier to do next year.
That's all you have to do is leave it out.
Yeah, and then I can just hit it. I can just hit it with a, what's that? I can hit it with a maul, or maybe I'll spend $150 and go to Hobo Freight and get one of the manual hydraulic splitters. I don't care. It's like I don't need to get worked up about it right now. It's easier just to let it dry out. But I got a lot of work to do tomorrow. I don't know who these people are who the only thing they have to do around their house is like mow the lawn and like, oh, Thursday evening and then you're done. I don't know. This seems sus to me. I don't know what they're trying to sell me.
I do miss cutting wood. It was my favorite thing to do on the farm, was just if it needed to be done, and they would have those felled trees, usually by beavers and stuff. Like they only use like half the tree or whatever. So we drag them over to the pile, and it's like my steaks that I'm seasoning for a day to 3 days or whatever. It's just a rotation, right? So this one's now coming up on, sitting out in the sun for 7 days. Chop this one. Next 2 will be the next day, and so on and so forth. I know you only have the one tree. I'm just musing to myself.
I have fewer trees now. I've chopped several of them down because I guess I'm just a bad
I thought this was just the one that fell over.
Oh, the one that fell over. Yeah, I have some more wood from another tree that I took down too. I have some cherry wood and some other stuff.
Oh, I didn't know.
Mostly
the
thing about the cherry I had to chop down because it was too close to the house, and also to keep the little worms out of the cherries, because I don't need extra protein with my fruit. It's a really aggressive spray schedule, and for just one tree, it's like I'm not doing all this work for one cherry tree. I can just buy
cherry
cherries.
Trees really kind of suck.
Yeah, it's like
it's nice to have, but you're right. It is so much work to keep them from being infested from it's not just the worms, it's flies too.
Yeah.
Our trees used to get just destroyed by flies.
Oh, let's see.
We're
How-
getting pomegranates on our pomegranate tree.
I've
Oh,
never.
that
I
is
don't think
so
I've ever
cool.
seen a pomegranate tree.
Once you have one, you'll never be without one. I was so glad that our pomegranate trees were going to come in this year. Got a couple of them.
Hmm.
One of them's making fruit. It takes them a couple of years to make fruit, but when they come in, they're amazing. And you have free pomegranates. Want pomegranate juice? You can have fresh pomegranate juice from the pomegranate. It's pretty awesome.
I've got
And
a
they're-
whole bunch of Blenheim apricots coming in, so I'm fine.
Nice.
Those are
Nicely
they're-
done.
they're way better than most other apricot varieties, but they just don't travel, which is why you almost have to grow them yourself.
Source of magnesium.
Imagine functional the most apricot-y apricot and then multiply by 3. It's like these are so much better than other apricots.
I don't need ape.
Are they dried or fresh?
Well, they come off the tree fresh.
Well,
I don't dry them. They don't, dude.
You don't
They are
preserve
so delicious. They're not going to make it to being dry. They get eaten like
Yeah.
immediately, and if there's too many of them, I make jam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, that's
That was like me and my cucumbers and my raspberries.
yeah.
It's just that when you have that kind of concentrated flavor in apricot, drying them further concentrates the flavor. If you just
Yep.
want to see how ultra you can get, taking the moisture out is a good way to concentrate that flavor even more.
I do have
And
dried apricots
really
from.
dry well.
I do have dried apricots from a local place, and they do dry Blenheims and some other ones. But if you've got them fresh like that, the best thing to do is eat them.
Is eat them.
Just
Yes,
eat them.
Eat them.
Just eat them.
Not
That's
our-
all. Okay, so here's somebody I don't like.
I mean, but no, hold on,
go
Harry.
ahead. Go ahead.
You two are so privileged to live so goddamn close to the equator.
Mhm.
You know, for the rest of the world, we don't have that benefit. So we
Why don't
do
you
have to
move?
kind of take half of our fruit and turn it into preserves so we don't starve during the winter. Yeah,
Why don't you move out
really
of that
should.
communist hellhole you live in.
I really
Yeah.
should.
You have
Scott.
maple syrup. That's
I would
something.
just I would just melt if I lived in the southern states. I need Michigan, I need Virginia, I need something with mountains and trees and winter, and I'm a snow chimp. What can
Mountains
I say?
are pretty great. You know what's really great is when you have the mountains on one side and the ocean on the other. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
Almost
don't
in
have
between.
winter.
We don't have winter. We have 2 seasons, summer and sprawl. Those are our seasons. Every
We
now
have
and then
winter and
there's brief periods of winter-like weather that occur during the sprawl. That's it. That's all you get.
We have winter and construction.
Nice.
Yeah, we just have summer and not summer.
All right. So Pentagon. Oh wait, this isn't the one I wanted to show. Well, I guess I overwrote it. Well, we can talk about this anyway. Pentagon hires man who pled guilty in January 6th riot for sensitive civilian job in Special Operations Policy Office. These people really don't care about redemption, do they? You know, if you're talking about if you're talking about like some, OF model turning her life around or something, then they'll be like, oh, you shouldn't judge and redemption is a thing or whatever. But some guy who was contrite, did his time, got sentenced, whatever, who's like, very patriotic, works for the government in this job. He's passed all of his security clearances, et cetera, et cetera. They want this guy to never have a job again, if possible.
Right.
They hate this guy.
Yeah.
This guy who maybe got
some
swept up with
political
some
hate.
people who are a little too passionate.
Yeah.
That's his crime, maybe caring a little too much and being in the wrong place at the wrong time. We're not talking about some guy who like shot at cops or broke anything.
There's a
He was just a
19-year-old who got
dude.
swept up.
He's just a
And,
dude.
I mean, that's rich coming from someone like Joe Walsh.
Yeah.
Who's probably one of the worst of the chuckle fucks on the talking heads on the left.
But they just hate this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they hate them all. They think they're all basically they truly true believers in thinking they're all Nazis. Everybody who was there, even the grannies, and the problem that they refuse to acknowledge Like, look at him. He's a fucking child.
Yeah.
And sure, he's of age. And sure, maybe I still agree that yes, the people who were violent, the people who did do hanky-panky that day, because it wasn't very serious, but like damage, stuff like that, sure, they should have. But what happened was the prosecution denied jurisprudence, tortured some of them, and what's it called when you elongate a case, when you stretch it out unjustly? There's a special word for it.
No, they violated their rights under habeas corpus.
Habeas corpus, that's it. Thank you. They drew out the habeas corpus, and you're just like, okay, well, you fucked it up for anybody who wanted any amount of like semblance of what should be. But now you're going to get the backlash of fuck you. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Okay, well,
Like,
save
can
some
we
of your
move forward?
fuck you energy for this guy. Okay. This is the thing I thought I was bringing up. Okay. California techie Jamshid Gomi, living in $35 million mansion, arrested for supplying sensitive U.S. equipment to Iran's military, faces up to 20 years. Now,
Not this story, is it?
fuck this guy allegedly. What they're claiming is that he was sending all kinds of IT stuff to this guy, to Iran. See, he's accused of using middlemen in the UAE to route purchases and shipments, including more than 400 transactions made through eBay and PayPal between 2011 and 15. Prosecutors say over 250 metric tons of networking equipment was smuggled into Iran
Holy
between
shit.
2014 and 2018 via freight forwarders based in Dubai. Yep. Allegedly, fuck this guy.
Well, I mean, they might, because it's a state of war, and if you are, it says he's an Iranian American national. You know what that is?
Dual citizenship is a fiction, and
Yes,
letting
I
people get
agree.
away with this is
I
nonsense.
agree, Harry. But the point being, American passing supply in a time to wage war on America called treason.
I can't remember if this falls under ITAR or which export controls it. There's another export control thing that the name has escaped me. Do you remember which one it is, Skep?
Oh, it's one of the foreign agent registration things.
Yeah, there's another technology export thing in addition to ITAR, although it could actually be ITAR that I'm thinking of. But there's also these special no way in hell for 7 countries, of which Iran is one. It's Iran, Cuba, and a handful of others. But anyway, enjoy prison, asshole.
Yeah.
I do find it interesting that the Times of India has a lot more articles like this that I just don't see in the American news at all.
That's why I watch the Times of India every single day.
They have some pretty good stuff. I mean, in terms of they'll break
They have
news
some
that
wild stuff too. Some
yeah.
insane stuff that's really fun.
that is good. Yeah, I like that. Oh, let's see. Pope, Legos. Oh, yeah. So this thing came up. Okay, so this is really a skep thing. A pharmaceutical company is trying to block Colorado's first in the nation drug price cap in court. Yeah, the crux of their argument is that they're coming after them because they're covered by patent protection right now, the time when they're supposed to be recouping their investment stuff, but their competitor's drug is no longer covered by patent, so they're not affected by this regulation. It's like some weird convoluted argument, but at the base of it, at some point, you can't force them to sell at a loss. And I mean, you know how this is going. It's just like, I would almost like them to say, well, we just won't sell this in your state.
That's what they will.
Yeah.
That's what they'll do. That is precisely.
And this is Enbrel that they're talking about. Specifically, that medication is Enbrel. What does that stuff do? I forget. So it was Amgen that was going to do the.
What does it do? That's kind of important.
Yeah.
It treats autoimmune diseases by blocking tumor necrosis factor.
So it's an IB.
This is the anti-cancer.
Is it an IB or an UB? I can't remember.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's an IB, as a matter of fact.
I think so, yeah.
And it's a the thing is, the state says, well, we don't think that should cost that much. And guess what? It's not going to be available in your state anymore. See ya.
Yeah, I mean,
they absolutely will withdraw it.
And for the record, if they want to import drugs from Canada, fine. If they want to negotiate for lower prices, fine. But the idea that the government can cap these things, as well as put a floor on like what fast food workers make in California, it's like the government never makes anything better. In fact, they're usually the source of the problem. So here's a rare statement by Mark Cuban that doesn't annoy me. So billionaire Mark Cuban asked why insurance companies pay $2,500 for an MRI when a center down the street only charges $350. Well, you raise an excellent question, Mark Cuban. Why is it that the free market version of this thing costs so much less than the hospital version? There's like about 20 reasons why. Starting with the fact that the hospitals have all this overhead and they have to do things like do indigent care without collecting. And so it's like one of those government mules. They'd say, oh, well, this mule fell off a cliff. Hey, turns out it was carrying 4 tons of equipment. It's like somebody has to figure out where all that equipment went, right? Something has to have a report somewhere. I guess it was on the back of that mule that fell off that cliff that we can't get to ever again.
Yeah. Down the raging Colorado.
But most of the stuff that stops the free market from working in medicine is the result of the government under pressure from people who make money off of the healthcare system. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Cuban asking mid-wit questions like this really shows what a fucking turd he can be sometimes. He's a smart guy, and in terms of making very precise business models, he makes a lot of wise decisions in a row. Then he says something like this. What a fucking idiot.
Well, wasn't he, I mean, I guess in a sense his heart's sort of in the right place, not in the Henry J. Kaiser right place, but I mean, he was one of those people saying, wasn't he the guy who was saying he could make a discount drug thing? Not that many years ago, he was trying to do something, and I guess Amazon now has discount drugs, and then there's Trump RX and all these other sorts of things. There are ways to bring drug costs down. One of the big inflating factors of this stuff is the way drugs are distributed. There's this whole middle layer, and then this stuff that goes into drug formularies and these deals they make with the insurance companies that drive the cost of drugs way the hell up. And it's so terrible. It's so incestuous. There's all these people making money that are no value add.
Oh, man. Up and down.
It would be way better in a lot of ways if hospitals could sort of like come together into decent sized bargaining units and then negotiate directly with the drug companies and not have these weird relationships in the middle. Maybe I'm just being too idealistic. Oh, I'm almost certainly being too idealistic.
I think people give Cuban far too much credit. I mean, he I don't remember the exact amount, but he sold some .com address to Yahoo for like $5-something billion. And then he bought the Mavericks. That doesn't take a genius. I'm sorry. It doesn't even take a smart person. Yahoo knocks on your door, says, we want your .com. And that .com went nowhere. It's not like it's a Facebook or a movies.com or something like that. It was some nothing that came of nothing. And he walked out like a fucking fiend with $5-something billion. And then, buy a sports team. That's kind of a cash cow.
Can be.
I don't know what else he did in between that, but I mean, that was basically the biggest contributor.
Cow can eat a lot of hay.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that in Silicon Valley and probably everywhere else, when you see somebody succeed, they tend to get a lot more credit than they deserve. Because when you see somebody succeed like you're describing, sometimes it's hard work, sometimes it's just luck, sometimes it's a combination of the two. And so you shouldn't assume that some guy, just because they're successful, you know, that they sold something that some big company gobbled up and they made a bunch of money, that they're automatically a genius. Because I did some consulting for this one company that was one of those things, and the people at the top were just
Chuckleheads.
They were not as smart as they thought they were. They didn't realize that they were lucky in the right place at the right time. And it was a weird culture, because there were like, it was almost like they were priests in this thing. You know, like all these people would just sort of listen to what they said and hang off their every word. Like, you know, the money lightning has hit here once. It's going to happen again. I want to be nearby so I can get a little bit of the tingle.
Less priest, more televangelist.
Yeah, it's just not a cool televangelist like Pastor Manning either.
The people who do create these big discoveries, most people never hear their name.
Yep.
You'll never hear their name. Some of the big ones you do, occasionally someone will bring up like Wozniak or something, right? And it's like, yeah, sure, we know some of the big brains behind the biggest of company success stories. But like, you know, people still meme like Al Gore invented the internet, and people just don't even realize, no, it was fuck, I'm drawing a blank on their names from was it DARPA?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, you see, even me, someone in the know of these things, and I'm drawing a complete blank at their names. Like, it's just, and these are the people who actually change the thing. And so when Cuban, just to come back to this example, when he sells his .com, and yeah, Assassin, thank you for reminding me. It's because Yahoo bought it to disband it because it was a competitor, and that's why it's not around. But it still wouldn't be around because it just, anyway. That's not how the internet works, as we found out. It's somebody else's brainchild to have created hotels.com or whatever the fuck he was owner of at the time. It wasn't hotels.com, but it was
a music library thing.
Maybe it was Napster. Just kidding.
No, it was like a SoundCloud, but it was, or not SoundCloud, like an Apple iTunes or whatever, but for
exactly what it was.
Yeah, I can't. I'm drawing the blank at the name.
See if Serenity was here.
Little
She
did
could
they
look this
know,
shit
after
up.
they disbanded that, Yahoo did. That's when YouTube really kicked off.
Yep. YouTube.
All right. Mark Cuban became a billionaire primarily by co-founding and selling the internet radio company Broadcast.com to Yahoo for $5.7 zillion in 1999. His path to massive wealth was built in several key stages. Micro Solutions in 1990, after getting fired from a software sales job, Cuban started his PC software and systems integration company called Micro Solutions. He successfully grew it and sold it to CompuServe for $6 million back when CompuServe had money. Then he built Broadcast.com. She sold in 1999. Recognized the potential of the internet, Cuban and his college friend Todd Wagner. Todd founded AudioNet in 1995 to stream live college basketball games. It evolved into Broadcast.com, became the premier multimedia site on the internet, which allowed him to cash out with billions in Yahoo stock right at the peak of the .com boom.
There you go.
And
thank you.
Can't find my notes on the birth of the internet. Why can I not find that? Oh, well.
What's
I
that?
suck. Oh, I have a bunch of notes because I keep thinking we're going to talk about this, and now I can't find any of it. Okay, I suck. All right, so Mark Cuban, let's make him go away. So this is an interesting video that I saw. I think this is the short version of it. Let's see. I think it's the short version. No, it's the long version. Okay. So this is here, the grad student who broke microplastics research. Now, you've been hearing these stories about how you're eating a credit card's worth of microplastics every week. I don't know if you've heard that particular number before, but there's all this alarmism about microplastics. Well, it turns out that I watched this video so you don't have to. A graduate student was looking at this issue, and she noticed that when she was running tests using this air meter to look for microplastics in the air, she was getting these numbers that made, frankly, no sense. Even in clean samples, she would run this thing and it would come back with all these microplastics. She was wearing gloves. The compound that they put on the outside of the gloves to keep them from sticking together, if you use the technique that's used to measure microplastics, which is this weird infrared laser vibrational spectroscopy thing, that compound has the same sort of response as the microplastics do with that test. So every time somebody has been wearing gloves to run these tests, they've been having huge impact.
They're contaminating their own.
They're contaminated by trying not to contaminate it. Now, the other part of it that's interesting is they talk about all these plastics that they've detected in the human body, brain tissue, different parts of the human body. Well, turns out that there's a particular thing in the human body which responds, again, to the detection method for microplastics. It comes back with the same signature. There's these compounds called lipids.
Yeah, right.
So when they
say, you mean lipids?
So when they take samples of brain tissue and put it under the analyzer, it was coming back with these ridiculous levels of microplastics. So we're looking at
we've got a huge problem.
So the amount of microplastics that are in human tissues and in the human environment has probably been overestimated by no less than 2 orders of magnitude, probably several more.
Were they wearing the same gloves when they were doing the testicular samples?
We don't even know. We don't even know how bad the numbers are. The numbers
we got to start back at the beginning and just go through.
Right. The numbers are basically just hot garbage. It's so here's this little bit here.
It's so tragic, but it's so funny, here,
I'll play this one little bit.
Researchers, they shine a focused infrared beam at it. So different materials, they vibrate.
God, I suck. Okay, technical excellence.
Why you pay me the big bucks.
Thank you.
Of 3 major issues in this field. So enter Madeline Clough's discovery, which found that even those small estimates of microplastic exposure are probably wrong. So here's what she found. To check whether a sample contains plastic, researchers, they shine a focused infrared beam at it. So different materials, they vibrate at different frequencies, and plastic has got a fingerprint, while fat has got a different fingerprint. The instrument matches the sample against a library of reference fingerprints, so it's called vibrational spectroscopy, and it's the main method used in microplastics research. Now, Madeline's question was simple. The microplastics field had spent 20 years worrying about experimental contamination, so they wanted to make sure that they were accurately measuring microplastic quantities in their samples. So they carefully ran their experiments, they thoroughly cleaned their equipment, and used clean benches, all in an effort to make sure that the lab equipment wasn't shedding microplastics into the samples themselves and then throwing off the results. So when Madeline's air sampler was throwing off sky-high results, she started by thoroughly checking her equipment. Was it plastic from the squirt bottle on her bench?
Well, I already told you what it is, but yes, that's the technique.
God.
Now
that's contamination, just beyond contamination.
Yeah, I love it. I love it when this is an own goal if there ever has been. Yeah. But it does prove how science is supposed to work. A graduate student was following up on something to see if a result could be duplicated. She found problems in the data. She wrote a paper, published it, and now the process of winding all this shit back starts. The problem we have, though, is there's all these half-wits that come out with these pseudoscience degrees. They're not really technical degrees. They're sort of, I'm an environmental scientist type degrees. Yeah. And those people aren't going to get this memo. I'm sure there's people are still using the old data because, of course, even the 1.5 grams a week estimate, there was a whole range of estimates. And when the World Wildlife Federation, I guess it was, that sponsored this sort of thing, they took the worst possible one and then put that in their press releases. They didn't say, here's the range. which was, there was a pretty big spread between the minimum and the maximum that could be. They just went with the maximum and said, here's your press release.
You remember what Robert A. Heinlein said about mathematics and science? He said all real science has mathematics. Science don't depend on mathematics generally evolve to something like button sorting. What did he say? Bottle sorting and button collecting.
That's a pretty apt description of psychology.
No, he was actually talking about biology.
Yeah. No, I'm aware, Skep. I just because in the modern, obviously Heinlein was decades ago, but in the modern, you can see, we still haven't, even though we've mapped some parts of the brain, we still don't know the mathematics, the science behind it. We can measure, how much electricity this this cluster of neurons fires at, and we can see but we still can't get the hard mathematics down onto why it translates into things like thought and consciousness and those kinds of things. Oh, Tom,
here you go, drink.
Here comes the sociology song.
Strange is the change they are trying to arrange today in sociology. Fanatics in their attics are learning mathematics just for sociology.
Exactly, assassin. All money.
Persuasion by equation they all feel is much more satisfactory. They in an ivory steeple far away from all people, they do research in sociology.
We love you, Tom. Okay.
Amen, brother.
Yep. Well,
Brother Tom Lair.
That and what is it? Huff's book, How to Lie with Statistics. It's a fantastic book. I love that book.
I love that book.
And the illustrations are beautiful too.
Yes.
They're so 1950s.
I've got to dig that thing.
Don't you keep it next to your bed, next to your Strunken White, like I do?
I actually do have it in my bedroom. I'm not in my bedroom.
Okay,
It
next.
actually is on a bookcase in there.
Okay, next to my bed, I have 3 books: Strunken White, How to Lie with Statistics, and God, what is the other one? Was it's my little copy of the Constitution and Bill of Rights. I keep that there, and then the other stuff rotates in, and out of the different collections.
Next to my desk, I have a Sigmund Freud anthology because I wanted to read up on him. Not that I'm a proponent of his stuff. I'm curious of what he had to say about things. And War and Peace, actually. And actually, after the gym, before the butcher, I went to the bookstore and I ended up finding some really nice old books, like the Sword of Shannara first edition hardcover, $5. And so I had like 40 pounds of books in my backpack. I love books. I love having books.
I just have one book by the side of my bed.
Bible?
The Real Leo Tolstoy by War and Peace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a biography.
So, I guess this is as good a time as any to drag this in here. This is what it's like.
Jack into the
this is what it's like to be famous. Okay. So at a birthday party at John Lennon's New York apartment in 1984, Steve Jobs introduced the Macintosh to Andy Warhol, Keith Haring, and John Lennon's son, Sean.
I had one of those.
It's like, do you make house calls, Steve? Here's young Steve showing some of the most influential people sort of culturally at the time about his new little invention. This is what the rich people were doing. He knew how to talk
to those kinds of people. Yeah. Wozniak didn't.
Well, he also liked to impress those people. He got a lot of ego feedback that he needed. Wozniak just never needed that.
Wozniak would be fun at a barbecue.
Yeah, he would be fun at, yeah.
Maybe so in terms of who I would want to hang out with, also he has the advantage of being alive. But yeah.
Woz, for sure.
I told you I had one brief interaction with Wozniak, and he was a stand-up mensch, and just I honestly haven't heard anybody say any bad things about Wozniak. Maybe he's not the best businessman, but as sort of a computer alumni emeritus forever and ever, he's an okay guy.
My top 3 at a barbecue would be Nobuo Uematsu, the creator of Final Fantasy, and let's just say those 2 for now.
Okay.
Gabe Newell, the guy who created that game and Steam, like the Steam platform, and that one game, Half-Life. Is it Half-Life?
Don't know.
You can see where my interest lay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's no segue for this. He designed it himself. Now his $15 million solar-powered floating mansion is looking for a new owner. Okay, what kind of person builds something like this? It's
with fuck you money.
I mean, but okay, so if you've got enough money to build a mega yacht, the cost of solar power, especially when you've got onshore power available, is pretty negligible. And
yeah,
I guess if you need ballast, you could make your keel out of lead acid batteries.
The thing is you're wasting deck space, and you're doing several very, very bad things. You're adding weight, you're adding mass up high. That changes your center of buoyancy, which is the thing you capsize around. Basically.
Yeah, that thing's tipping over.
Right. Yeah.
Some serious chop skep. That thing's going right over.
I mean,
it doesn't even look like it could turn into a wave, because look at the front of it. It's blunt.
It looks nice inside.
Well, at least it looks like it.
I mean,
yeah,
it's a boat. Yay. It's a big mega yacht.
I'd have it on Lake Ontario because there's no waves, and like, you know, on a large lake like that, or like a Great Lake, sure. Out in the ocean, I'd be scared shitless.
Well, out in the ocean, you're not under power from the sun. Okay, this is just to power the systems
No, I'm
here.
just talking about the shape.
And
of
when
thing.
the thing is in port, it's getting shore power. Or you can easily just buy shore power. Having those solar panels, if you're trying to make the world a better place, put them in a field somewhere where nothing wants to grow.
I can't get anywhere close to cost justifying those panels and what it costs to install that.
Okay, I wrote my comment to myself. It says "Love boat for Greta's." So that was my one line description of this. Anyway, these people are stupid. Let's just get rid of that.
The Swedish love boat.
The love boat. Okay, we'll save this for later. Let's see.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Assassin. The way that it looks constructed, Skep hit it on the nail. It's got a heavy top, and you look at how it's a rectangle. It's got no hydrodynamics, at least from what I can see. The second there's any sort of serious chop, it's done for. Like, it's so. I know nothing. I know next to nothing about sailing and nautical shit. Like, but I can look at this and I go, "What? That's stupid."
Yeah, it's going to break those solar panels when the helicopter lands on there.
And you're right. Like, I mean, the materials that went into that are valuable and rare. They should be put somewhere useful.
That's going to crash down on that with 15 tons of water.
Yep.
Wait, I have sound for that. Let me see.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I need to put more stuff on the soundboard. There's a number of things that I've been meaning to add to the soundboard.
That's a good one.
You know, while that problem was going on and I was like trying to debug that networking thing, I just kept muttering. I don't know. I got really mad at the computer and I just started saying, "Why are you gay?" to the computer, because it was not good. It was not good. It was pissing me off.
Speaking of, I had to sign up for Paramount Plus. I feel so dirty for having to pay $12 a month just to watch Star Trek.
I got a discount on it for like, I don't know, it was like $75 a year or something. And so
That's pretty.
I got a
decent
really
for
good
what it
deal on
is.
it. And I said, I'll just do that.
It's just the other platforms that had it, that because the contracts or whatever, it's now exclusively, all Trek content is now exclusively on there. And I've told you guys numerous times, at any given point in my house, there's a monitor in the bathroom, in the kitchen, beside my paint desk, here in my bedroom. Trek is always on. It's just the background noise to my life. One of the 4 main series, TUES to Voyager, is just on 5 series. Sorry, I include Enterprise. And it's my comfort. It's what I come home to. That's better than a dog for me. I just love watching Trek. Sorry, I know I derailed the stream, but
No, it's fine. I mean, I'm just trying to fight the urge to not talk about Enterprise.
I'm also trying to bridge the gap between story to story.
I mean, you're trying to find a segue between that and that. Now, okay, so we're going to go back to California and talk about. Oh, okay, so California is really dumb, and when it comes to like all the eco stuff, it's even more dumb. That's like the dumbest of the dumb kids. Now, because there is no end in sight for their vision. Even if they got to like carbon free, they'd be well. Now we need to have negative 20% carbon. We need, it'll never end, because once you create these departments and hire all these people, it's the Department of Buggy Whip regulation is probably still in operation somewhere. But brace yourself, because this is a new level of stupid, and I'm not exaggerating. California's proposed replacement tire efficiency program.
Oh God!
This is really bad. This report proposes new efficiency regulations for replacement tires sold for passenger vehicles and light-duty trucks in California. Okay. The California Energy Commission to adopt a replacement tire efficiency program designed to ensure that the replacement tires sold in the state are at least as energy efficient on average as tires sold in the state on original equipment on new passenger cars and light-duty trucks. Oh, you mean the tires that they put on there so that they can meet their CAFE numbers, the ones that wear out really, really fast because they have no tread on them. You mean those tires? The low rolling resistance piece of shit, they're going to last you about 20,000 miles tires? Those tires. You want those tires on everybody's car. So if I go and I say, oh, I want some Pirelli P6s on my car. Oh, no, you can't have that. You have to have these shitty tires that wear out twice as often.
Right.
And then you would say, well, but tires are incredibly carbon intensive to build. If I have to replace them twice as often, that's not good for the environment. They don't care about that because the tires aren't made in California. See, all they care about is the rolling resistance of the tires fed by the gasoline pumps in California. So they can claim this carbon neutral number that they're shooting for by 2035. They don't care if they're actually making more CO2. They don't care.
Bingo. They do not.
All they care about is their 2035 California goal. And if they can export carbon onto other people's books, they're all for it.
They'll do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you mean like how we have our special eco-friendly gasoline that we import from Korea? Yeah, because that's efficient. Putting gasoline in tankers and bringing it across the ocean.
Makes all kinds of sense.
It's like us sending our freshly slaughtered chicken to China so that they can clean it, bleach it, and send it back to us.
You should probably
make sense.
You should probably address what's going on in the chat. So Assassin wants to talk about Star Trek.
Oh, I don't care. He's bashing Picard. I don't give a fuck.
Well, I like old Picard. I don't like this. Well, I mean, I like original Picard, not this weird Picard series that they made after that, where they kind of pass him off as old and feeble.
TNG era. He doesn't like TNG era. I don't care. He does have a point that yes, Kirk probably would have given them some Indian malware to the Borg and would have shut them down without a second thought. But Picard wanted to be all fluffy, wuffy with Hugh.
Yeah.
And create the Trippleborg or whatever the
And
hell.
he
that
wasn't
is.
even hot like 7 of
Such a-
9, so I don't
was
understand
such
the
a-
motivation.
The last season of TNG was just such a stain on the show. Everybody wants to talk about how the first season was so bad. It really wasn't. It was not bad for 1988.
No, they
okay?
were just trying to get their bearings. They weren't quite sure what the show was supposed to be. It
And
found
Bergman
itself.
was being a bit of a prick. I get that. I
and it
get
found,
that.
but it
the
found
show-
itself.
Yes, but you can watch the steady evolution of the show up until 6, and then season 7, you're like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah, season 7 was an abomination. There's like stuff in season 7 that nothing in the original series is as bad as that.
Yeah, and this is why I like Star Trek Continues so much, is because if it wasn't for the different actors and for the camera work and stuff, lighting and stuff to be a little bit more cleaner, and the sets and everything just a little bit cleaner, you wouldn't, story-wise, tone, pacing between TOS to Continues, you would not notice a difference. Nothing significant anyway. It's all visually different because, you know, it was created 50 years after the show ended, but it is such a beautiful continuation to keep the soul alive.
Mm-hmm.
I had no problem with it. And it actually got me back to rewatching TOS a couple times a year. I admit, I don't watch it as much as I do the TNG era. It's just because it's what I grew up with. But every, you know, half dozen run-throughs of the show, I'll pop on TOS and Continues and watch it beginning to end.
Yep. It's a great thing to have on. I'm like you. I have something like that on all the time.
And Tulsa King. Oh, I'm loving Tulsa King.
Oh God, some of that stuff. I mean, also Landman is so good, and it's not. It's not a show that it's not a show that I should like. Nor is Tulsa King, but both of those shows are really good.
They really speak to you.
I mean, Stallone is. I mean, he gets a lot of shit for not being a good actor, but he's absolutely perfect in Tulsa King. And Billy Bob Thornton is one of those people that I watch and I forget that I'm looking at.
I haven't
an
gotten
actor.
there yet.
I don't even think of him as an actor.
He sells every role he's in.
Yeah, he is so annoyingly talented. It's kind of it's a real problem. He's one of those guys that makes everything he's in better.
Yep.
There aren't many people like that.
Very effortlessly.
Yeah.
And something tells me Billy Bob is not part of the undesirables, unsavorables in Hollywood. He just seems like he really likes the craft.
Yep.
And even recently, his comments on "I'm an actor. I don't want to hear what I have to say." Just
he's a professional doing a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I respect the hell out of.
Exactly. And that's why, even if he was a Democrat, I wouldn't care. Even if he was a card-carrying communist, as long as he didn't talk about it,
yeah,
I don't care.
Keep your dirty commie thoughts to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But be brilliant on the screen. That's all I care about you for.
We're talking about you, Vanessa Redgrave.
Yeah,
she was a big
Assassin.
pinko.
The TVs I have, they all just have Fire Sticks, which is just a casting thing you put in the USB port, the USB HDMI port, and it allows me to cast from the different services, or I can do a central cast on my PC, and then every monitor in my apartment will be playing the same thing. And if I walk into a room, it's just like a light switch. I either turn it on when I'm in there or I turn it off when I leave. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I forget. Like right now, it's on in the bedroom, but that's just because Cat like Star Trek in house, and if it's not on, meow, meow, meow. Like worse than the red alert klaxons.
Yep.
She likes Hugh Laurie's voice, and I'm pretty sure the thing about Star Trek is she likes all the flashing like phasers and photons and shield effects and.
Yep. Okay, so let's move on to something else. So I guess the guy from Buffy died. The one who played Giles, Anthony Head.
Anthony Head, yeah.
Now everybody was talking about this thing, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah." Buffy, blah, 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 this. But I actually remember him originally from this series of coffee commercials he was in where he was selling this.
Oh, yeah.
He was selling this shitty coffee.
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having a dinner party and I've run out of coffee.
I forgot about this.
Come in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, my God,
Will
Harry.
Gold Blend be too good for your guests?
Well, first of all, let's acknowledge how incredibly hot that chick is.
Oh, and she's hungry.
Yeah, she really wants more than just coffee. So this whole little story unfolds over the course of several commercials. I like this as an advertising thing where they actually have this weird story arc that's like a bunch of Burma shave signs as you walk down the road.
You saved my life.
And you would have people around the water cooler
talking about
Very
this
successful.
just like they would any TV show.
This was an amazing piece of advertising.
You always
Yes.
this late.
I won't be tomorrow.
What's happening tomorrow?
I'm inviting you for dinner.
It's like, well, I mean, it progresses for like a while,
Yeah.
and then let's just get
Can't
here.
leave before the paparazzi get here. Which way's the kitchen?
Golden roasted, richer, smoother.
Oh my God, I have to
Nescafe
cue
Gold
this up
Blend.
and rewatch the entire
I
thing.
don't know why I let you do that.
Because I see.
You serve better coffee.
Besides, I love you.
The end. Anyway, so yeah, that's where I know that guy from. I remember those commercials when I was a kid. Of course, I remember a lot of commercials from when I was a kid. They're designed that way so that they stick in your head. They're supposed to sort of earworm you and become part of your consciousness. Here's another shitty ad from roughly the same time period, just to give you an idea of how saccharine all the ads were when I was younger.
I think I'm gonna cry.
Why?
I'm so happy.
You've never had a guy tell you he loved you before.
Not the right guy.
When you open your heart, open the Lancers. Lancers
Get her
Yeah.
nice and drunk. She tells you she loves you.
That's right. When you
If you
found
said
the woman you
Lancer.
love, just get a shitty bottle of imported white wine and get her all liquored up
Sparkling
by the
white
fire.
wine. That's sparkling white wine.
Yeah.
Answers, man. That's some.
Was that sparkling?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
yep.
Look.
Oh God, no. I didn't realize it was sparkling.
That's sparkling. Yeah.
Ew.
Lancer's sparkling wine. It was awful.
That's
It's awful.
yeah. She's yeah. This is like a bottle of this is like a bottle of poor decision making fluid.
And for
And
a
hangover
while
juice.
there, I believe in the 90s, the bottle looked like a mustard bottle. Like it was the same. It was still green colored, but it was more of a turquoise. But
Yeah.
the shape of it was more like a mustard bottle. And it
I thought the
looked
red
so
one was
stupid.
their shitty the wine.
Yeah, the red.
Yes,
the red.
but
is
it looked
the-
more like that.
Yeah, this is the white. There was a
thick
red
bottle.
and there was this one.
Yeah, those gold blend commercials were way better than that Lancers
Kinda-
commercial. But still, to this day, in the back of my mind when I started to hear
it's
that jingle,
Portuguese.
I started remembering. I remember that stupid "Open Your Heart" Lancers horse shit
Yeah.
thing. It's everything from ice cold milk and some Oreo cookies. My bologna has a first name. All those jingles are just like shoved into the back of my brain somewhere.
Me too.
And that's I kind of weirdly miss it. It's very nostalgic making for me to hear all these old
Bologna has
jingles.
a first name. It's OSCAR.
Second name, it's HOMER. I thought
Mad
that,
sea dogs, those Portuguese.
yeah. All right. Well, that's
I couldn't remember for the life of me where it was imported from. It's Portugal.
yeah. So you want to see a good ad from
Hell
1972?
yes. Are we going German?
Well, here's a VW ad from
French.
1972.
We are going.
Oh, unavailable.
No.
No,
Oh.
assholes.
Force us to skip the video.
You
remember-
suck.
You remember what it is?
Yeah.
What is it?
But I mean,
VW.
somebody else reposted it somewhere. Yeah, I'm not going to go hunting for it at this time. God
I
damn
will.
it.
Just tell me what the name. Like, give me some descriptor.
1972 VW Beetle ad. Notice anything. Love boat for Greta's. Okay, well, here's a bit of an odd one.
Loading Beetle.
Okay.
No, I can't find it.
So do you ever get insomnia? I mean, I guess everybody pretty much does. I get insomnia sometimes. So I've been checking out some of these videos on YouTube. They're supposed to help you sleep. And some of them are a little odd. Now, there's this one which is just sort of, here's like, you're on a train and it's supposed to help you relax.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I sometimes have these on.
Yeah, that'll work, right?
I like rain in the cabin.
Yeah, that's fine. But
yeah,
some of them kind of veer off in a very
it's
different
not like Kamala Harris's
sort of direction.
stepdaughter.
So here's cat facts. 2 hours and 17 minutes of facts about cats.
Hello there,
you know
and
me
welcome
so well.
to the Sleepy Science Channel. Tonight, we're drifting into the quiet, curious world of cats.
So it's just a guy talking about cats for
Sleepy Science Channel. See, every week you get me to subscribe to one or two new channels.
Oh, but wait, there's more. How about some?
I hadn't seen this one.
How about some physics?
Absolutely.
I love physics.
Level 1 to 100 physics concepts to fall asleep to. 3 hours and 16 minutes.
Time is by far one of the most fundamental levels of physics. It is the measure
Let's
of
get
change,
up to level 79.
the invisible framework that allows us to track the universe. Diffraction. Ever noticed how sound bends around corners, letting you hear someone speaking even when they're out of sight? Or how light spreads when it passes through a tiny gap? This phenomenon is called diffraction.
Sorry, I kind of got lost there for a moment. So there's some physics. You're thinking, well, what if I make it through that one and I learn all these things in my sleep? How about more physics? Most comforting scientific truths to fall asleep to.
Permanent, they're not solid, they're virtual, temporary.
This is Sleep
born
Hush
from
TV.
the quantum
This would
foam
not
of
put
consciousness.
me to sleep, Harry.
Okay.
This would be like, wait a minute.
Okay, so that's not going to work.
this.
How about this? This is the sound of a B-17 bomber to help you fall asleep.
Okay.
How about that?
Yeah,
Feeling it?
I could do this.
But if you think about this conceptually, hey, I'm trying to fall asleep. What would be the right thing to listen to help me fall asleep? I don't know. How about the sound of the engine noise of a B-17 bomber? Sure. Why not? And there's other stuff that people put together, like this thing from the people at Adult Swim. It's 10 hours of one of their characters basically talking about nothing.
It's just one of dozens of stars in the galaxy, which is just one of dozens of galaxies in the known universe. All set against handfuls and handfuls of time.
It just goes on.
My favorite one is learning Italian, and I'm not learning Italian, but good God, does it help me go to sleep?
So this is Joe Pera talks you to sleep for 10 hours. I have to say that the ASMR chicks with the long fingernails and the tappy noises make me want to just punch somebody in the dick. I really hate those videos.
Those are annoying.
Maybe people get off on that, but I don't get it. I'm not wired for that.
Oh my God! Speaking of videos, that shit that you sent me, I went to the X link and I left my comment, and then I'm like scrolling down. What did other people have to say? Are they not buying this AI slop either? And no, it's a bunch of people like sucking off the creator, and I'm like, oh my God, it's going to happen, isn't it? It's going to become so prevalent that it's just going to destroy all entertainment.
You mean this
I don't know
thing?
if you were planning on bringing this up on the
No,
show.
I thought about it. Here, let me make it not be.
I mean, it's
there.
5 minutes, but it's basically all the same. It's just nonsensical scenes.
It's just all CGI
admittedly,
stuff.
some pretty good looking CGI, but that's all it is.
It's all AI generated CGI.
It's all AI slop.
It's not like artists modeled it and did stuff. This is like, tell AI what you want and then have it
a movie
make it.
about monkeys and dragons and the scary Dark Queen or something, and then it's what it's been. And my comment was on this post here is like, this is what people, when people say this is AI slop, this is exactly what they're talking about.
Yeah,
there's zero creativity here. is completely and utterly bereft of any human creativity.
Well, it's also just, in terms of the story, it's also clapter. You know, so they have like the evil people exploiting all the magical creatures and wonderful things that are there, and they're all like just like horrible evil men. And then this
And then there's a Stargate and lava.
this brave, you know, sort of weirdly hot Asian witch woman comes in and frees all the cute animals, and then it's clapter. You know, because you can just imagine somebody watching this going, "Yes, Queen."
Because we've covered some of the AI stuff. Like, I mean, visually it looks cool, but it's
It's
really bad.
impressive what these tools can do. Dreamina AI with Octo and Dreamina Seed Dance 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But you hit it on the nail on the head. It's a tool. And if the person using the tool does not have the proper, like a paintbrush or Photoshop or whatever, like if the person has no creativity behind it, you're not turning that filet mignon into a 5-star dish. You're turning it into cat food. You're turning that canvas into, you know, a 2-year-old's finger painting.
I'm looking at what Assassin's saying about the Joe Parrott thing has a punchable throat voice. Yeah, I understand. So garbage, this is more interesting than what Hollywood is making. Now, Hollywood shouldn't really be the benchmark because Hollywood is terrible. And we want to see better stuff. Like, you know, we talked about Axonar, right? Axonar, just a little project, looks really good, enough that Paramount decided, oh God, we can't have people making shit that's better than our stuff. But that wasn't just AI generated stuff. It was like people building sets, doing practical effects, putting clay ears on the side of people. And I mean, they did the whole
blood
the whole
and treasure
deal.
for the art. Yes.
Yeah.
For the craft. And Star Trek continues. We on the Thursday Never Watch Alone on Rumble, Thursday 5 p.m. Eastern every week. Me, Tyr, and some Mitch and some others review movies. We watch movies. We do it like MST3K. Anybody in chat should come along and see it. I've been presenting a lot of AI stuff, and with good intention. Most of it is, hey, this is somebody with creativity who did not have the resources, who's using AI as a tool, and it's creating something. It might not be there yet, but it's creating something that's at least interesting to watch and talk about. And then occasionally we'll posit something like, this is AI slop. This is pure AI slop. Let's see how long we can go. Cool movie, by the way.
Backrooms.
See how far we can go before we turn it off and we go, we basically have to say, no, this is just pure AI slop. We're actually getting dumber by the second.
Well, this is the thing. Hollywood doesn't really make movies like this. They want to make big budget things using existing IP because it's always easy to. It's just like Skep knows what I'm talking about. I bought Blue. You buy IBM. Nobody ever gets mad at you for buying IBM, right? So if you've got some existing IP with some actors that have history of good box office draw, it doesn't seem like a big stretch to spend $500 million making a movie and promoting it. Right?
But why would you make 5 more movies if the first one didn't do?
Well, you know, why not make like 20 movies for $20 to $25 million a piece?
Hollywood, and Disney is especially notorious here, but Hollywood as the institution keeps doing this.
Yeah.
They will take a big IP or a pre-established IP, they will create something, and it'll be just slop. And then you get somebody where the studio walks up to this Kane Parsons kid. He's 22.
Yeah.
He said, "We really like the mythos of the Backrooms. Here's $5 million. Make a movie."
Yeah, I can't remember what the budget was for this. It's like nothing.
It's without ruining anything. It's based on an internet short film, and the stuff that came from it, like that, just explodes like it does on the internet, and it just tells a simple story, and it's a perfectly serviceable film. It's no, you know, magnum opus. It's no like crazy out there societally changing film or piece of art, but it doesn't need to be. It just needs to be entertaining for the 2 hours that you're paying good money to watch these. Apparently.
Well, speaking of entertaining for 2 hours, we've done our time. So in the interest of letting Skep get his beauty sleep and the rest
Sorry
of
about
us.
that. I fell asleep there for a
No,
minute.
it's fine.
It's okay, Skep.
What we're gonna
Maybe I
put
should start a YouTube go to sleep channel, and it'll just be just for Skep.
Well, I was actually thinking it would be just of
for 10
Skep.
hours.
It would be just of Skep. We'll just
of Skep. No. Then we have the second channel of just Skep sleeping.
No, we'll just have a
Sleepy Skep
second
stream.
audio channel. The
Your
first
ASMR.
audio channel is you talking, and then the second channel is just Skep just breathing peacefully while he drifts off. Well, it's been another Saturday show. Actually, I think other than me being incompetent once or twice with not changing the view in OBS, things seem to go okay.
Everybody gets one.
We ended up not getting that stupid VW thing.
Cool.
It was a really cool commercial.
Wait, no,
I'm going to find it.
But there were no problems with the music.
I can't wait for Skibidi Toilet movie. Hey, Jack, it's good that you showed up late because we were talking about food earlier, and I know how much you hate
He's been here for an hour.
Oh, he has?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Jack. Didn't see you down there.
I even made a comment of anyway.
Well, yeah, I'm multitasking. Give me a break, man.
See, Assassin, you're right the entire time. Harry does not pay attention to chat.
I even responded to chat a couple times. Well, several times today. Man, if you could see my screen, you'd know what I'm dealing with. I need staff. Anyway,
that would be cool. A third channel of just 10 hours of Skep telling Navy stories.
Yeah. Oh, I already heard enough of those growing up. I'm okay. I got my quota. I used to have
all the same.
I used to have friends come over, especially one who was a really, really good friend of mine, who would come over and he would talk to my grandfather. And there were a few times that I would just like come out of my room and then realize that my friend Bill had been here for hours just talking to my grandfather. And it wasn't that my grandfather took him captive and wouldn't let him go. He wanted to talk to him about stuff and things. No.
Yeah. That's how I feel about
nothing wrong with getting older as long as you've got something to talk about. Anyway, this has been your Minions of the Zoo. Thank you, panel. Thank you, chat. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
This has been your Minions of the Zoo Sleepy Time
podcast
Adventure Channel.